How's it? It's Tuesday, it's April 21st, and today was the longest day of my life. So I did pin back squats with a gajillion power cleans, some overhead presses, some dips and barbell jumps. I was actually supposed to also do block clean pulls, but I completely forgot about them for two reasons. One, because the session was so long, and I was like, oh yeah, that seems about right. And two, I actually was running out of time, so I rushed everything. And then I would say maybe half an hour late, half an hour ago, I was like, oh, I didn't do my pulls today. And so, as many sets as I did today, I was supposed to have done extra. So, yeah. For these pin back squats, this setup is a little bit lower than it was last week. Um, and I think it's not worse. My hip doesn't feel worse pushing out of here. It's something different that I'm not really accustomed to yet, but I think I think I'm moving in the right direction. It's kind of hard to tell because some reps do hurt, and yeah. What I was trying to do was get into position and then explode up as fast as I could, reach the top, and then do like a 3 second eccentric as best I could. A lot of them are not 3 second eccentrics. A lot of them are closer to two. Some of them are closer to four. But as you can kind of see, as I get down to like right above the block, I kind of just give up because I think, oh, the block is here already. And then maybe quarter inch, the last quarter inch of the movement doesn't quite push all the way or doesn't quite reach. I just kind of lose tension. So here's 225. Um, Before this workout, actually, there was no set amount of reps or weight or sets either. It was just kind of work up to something decently decently challenging. And then he's like, "Yeah, try triples," and so I did triples. Basically, worked up to 275 for three triples. The first one I did was not the greatest, so I wanted to redo it on the second one. And so I was like, if I do two, why not just do three? Yeah, this isn't a full range of motion, so it's not ridiculously taxing on my body. It's just mentally challenging. I kept the band around my knees the whole time because I'm trying to cue my knees to push out further, and keeping the band around my knees, while counterintuitive, does force me to really cue pushing my knees out with my glutes, because if I don't, then my knees are going to just go into valgus, and then that will not feel good. Yeah, so aside from those things, I'm starting to worry a little less about my hip. Some days I worry a lot, some days I don't worry at all. Um, but as of late, because of the training, so yesterday and today is just a lot higher intensity than I was doing for the last maybe 3 weeks. And so my body is kind of just getting reaccustomed to the higher intensity, and it feels like everything is more sore. And because everything is more sore, how sore can my hip actually be? I mean, realistically, it could be just as sore. It could be even more sore, but because everything around it's tight, um, it's hard to say that my hip is painful because my hip is painful, versus my hip is painful because all the things around it are struggling too. So here's my first set at 275. There you can see that I kind of just, at the bottom of it doesn't quite um, reach the box smoothly. That one was a lot better. And here's the reason why I wasn't happy with my first set. The third rep was just ridiculously hard picking it up. And so I reattempt a second here. It happened again, where I guess I'm underestimating or how low it is, or overestimating how tall it is. Yeah, whatever. The third rep was significantly better. This hip thing is very interesting. As I go into my third set, this hip thing is very interesting because some things that I do make like feel like they hurt and they're tight, but other things are fine. So things like this, generally speaking, are okay. But getting into full depth squats, things are just not the best. Here's my third rep and on my third set. So after that, I go into 15 doubles on power clean, block power cleans. And actually, I did 14 because I don't know how to count to 15, I guess. These are kind of interesting because if I found that if I caught the clean a little bit low, my hip would just feel like it was gonna explode. And I don't like that sensation. I'm not sure if you'd be able to see it on the videos because I think a lot of these, I didn't go very heavy, so a lot of these height-wise, they don't quite reach that range of motion where it starts to hurt. So I went up to, I think it was 200. I did like 5 sets at 200 or something like that. Thought I did 6, but yeah, there's nothing else I can do about it right now. I was trying my best to keep a strong upper back and like keep my chest up and keep everything tight, because it was a problem yesterday when I was snatching where pulling from the block, I wasn't completely in the best position. So when I pull, I end up not being able to maintain proper position over the bar. Oh, there we go. So that was definitely unhappy hip. And so here's my first 200. The rest between all of these sets was, I want to say, less than a minute. I would go back to my phone to stop the video and then trim it and then restart the next video. I don't even think I really watched any of the sets. I hate that I keep talking about my hip because it's like injuries are things that people always deal with, and I don't like that I'm complaining so much about them. It could be a lot worse, I think. So it's hard for me to justify why I keep talking about it, but I mean I keep doing it. And here's my final set. That's probably the highest I caught the first rep, and then I think this is the lowest I caught the second rep. Maybe not. In any case, that was my final one. I should have done one more. Yeah. And then I work up to a heavy set of 5 on the overhead press. and I only was able to do 135. Um, Last week or 2 weeks ago when I was doing the overhead press for 5 sets of 5, I originally thought I was going to be able to do 140 for 5 sets of 5. So like, I mean, I wasn't able to do it, but that's just kind of my where I stand and how my training's going. I did some dips, real high reps. I think it was 3 sets of 20. And then after that, I moved into some barbell jumps, which for me was a very touchy movement because I can't quite squat, you know? And so being explosive with the bar on my back like that um, has a potential to aggravate everything, but it turned out to be okay. And I'm hopeful for how everything will be tomorrow. And so that'll be it for tonight.